The United States Sun is able to tell in an exclusive manner that Bob and Michelle Duggar have seen their son Josh again at his incarceration in the state of Texas. Josh is currently serving his 12-year jail sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution Seagoville, which is located close to Dallas, Texas. An exclusive source has informed the United States Sun that Jim, 58, and Michelle, 57, traveled to the jail in order to pay a visit to Josh, 35, who is currently incarcerated. According to the testimony of an eyewitness who saw the renowned couple during visitation hours at the jail, they were there for at least 5 hours. Josh likes to sit in the corner, so we were too far away to hear anything, but there were lots of smiles and they were still in there when I left, the insider said enthusiastically. They were dressed in normal clothes, like church clothes, the insider revealed with the audience of the event. The ladies in the Duggar family are required to adhere to a stringent clothing code that Jim Bob imposes on them. He requires that the girls wear long skirts, modest shirts, and no trousers. The eyewitness stated, Michelle was wearing a skirt and blouse and appeared to have a thinner body than I had remembered for her. Despite the fact that the cabinet was open, they were just given some food and not any games. Jim Bob had his arm crossed over the chair, and his wife was kind of nestled into his side. He was leaning back in his chair. Josh was leaning forward, which is different body language than when he's with Anna and the kids, according to the information provided. On March 4, Josh was visited by his brother Joseph, who was 29 years old, as well as his brother-in-law David Waller, according to a prior story from the United States Sun. In order to pay Josh a visit, Joseph and David were present. The source said that both of them remained for the entire day. They appeared to be at ease and content. They simply ate a few snacks together and spoke for the entirety of the day. It was revealed by the insider that Josh's wife Anna, who was 35 years old, was not there during the visit. Anna's brother-in-law David, who is married to her sister Priscilla, is frequently seen assisting her with the 7 small children that she shares with Josh during visits, according to the source. The United States Sun stated in 2023 that Josh did not get any visits from his family or friends when he was incarcerated in Texas from Friday, November 10 to Monday, November 13, without leaving his residence. It was said by a source that inmates are allowed to engage in leisure activities in the early morning and afternoon. Josh was not seen outside engaging in sports, walking the track, or participating in other recreational activities, the source said with enthusiasm. No one from Josh's family came to visit him, the source concluded their investigation. Are you in difficulty? After a prisoner in Josh's unit was found to be in possession of contraband in February, Jim Bob and Michelle paid their most recent visit to the facility. According to a source, they got a new warden at Seagoville, and she has been posting notices about contraband saying that if contraband is found in one cell in one unit, the entire unit will get shut down and lose privileges. This information was provided by the warden. In the course of this week's shaking down of Josh's building, they discovered a large quantity of illegal goods. The source exclaimed, I know they found a bunch of alcohol, and I believe them. There has been no information on whether the widespread penalties have taken place. Nevertheless, it would very certainly involve the removal of the ability to use the phone and email, the insider asserted. The information was validated via a Facebook page for loved ones of convicts that is hosted by the Federal Correctional Institution in Seagoville. The members of the group voiced their disapproval of the shakedown on many occasions. It was reported by one user that 6 prisoners were apprehended during the raid, putting their loved ones in danger of being subjected to the repercussions of their actions. The United States Sun was unable to confirm which detainees were discovered to be in possession of illegal substances. Josh's strategies in the prison. It was originally stated by the United States Sun that Josh got himself into problems in February of 2023 when he brought a cell phone inside the prison without permission. A member of the family of a fellow inmate stated, I would be very surprised if he has been released, as the majority of the people in there have been in there for months. This statement was made by the family member. A source close to the situation stated, he is required to wait until he has his disciplinary hearing. One telephone call per month is the maximum number of calls that convicts are permitted to make, as stated by the Bureau of Federal Prisons. In terms of visiting, either it is restricted or disallowed, depending on the basis for the detention of the individual. It was in March of that same year that Josh was finally let free. Josh's applications in the law. During the month of April in the year 2021, Josh was taken into custody and charged with possessing and receiving child pornography. Following the submission of a guilty judgment by the jury, Josh was given a sentence of 151 months in federal prison in the month of May. In June of 2022, he was sent to the Federal Correctional Institution in Seagoville. Through the filing of an appeal, Josh has been working toward his goal of being freed from jail. Nevertheless, his request was officially rejected in November of 2023. The Duggars' journey since Josh's sentencing. The Duggars, once known for their popular TLC show 19 Kids and Counting, have long held the attention of fans and critics alike. However, the family's reputation took a devastating hit when their eldest son, Josh Duggar, was convicted of possessing and receiving child sexual abuse material in 2021. Since his sentencing, Josh has been serving time in a Texas prison, and family visits have been scarce. Recently, however, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, the family's patriarch and matriarch, made the difficult trip to reunite with their son for the first time in several months. This rare visit has sparked interest and controversy, with many questioning the ongoing relationship between Josh and his parents, who continue to stand by their son in the face of his crimes. Here we'll explore the family's tumultuous journey, their emotional reunion, and what the Duggars had to say after their all-day conversation behind prison walls. The emotional build-up to the visit, a journey of denial and support. Since Josh's conviction, Jim Bob and Michelle have remained relatively silent about the details of their son's case. The couple, known for their strict religious beliefs, faced intense public scrutiny for how they handled earlier allegations against Josh, which had surfaced years prior. Some speculated that the Duggars would distance themselves from Josh after his sentencing, but the recent reunion suggests a different story. Jim Bob and Michelle's decision to visit their son has stirred a range of emotions both within the family and among their fan base. For many, the visit represents a continuation of the loyalty the Duggars have always shown to their children, no matter the circumstance. However, for others, this visit raises difficult questions about accountability, forgiveness, and justice. Behind the scenes, planning the visit. Arranging a visit to a federal prison is no simple task, especially for high-profile individuals like the Duggars. According to sources close to the family, Jim Bob and Michelle had been planning this reunion for months. With strict visitation protocols in place due to both security concerns and the ongoing pandemic, they had to navigate a complex approval process before being granted access to see Josh. For the Duggars, this visit wasn't just about spending time with their son. It was about reconnecting, addressing the past, and looking toward the future. The family knew that this reunion would likely be scrutinized by the public, but for them, it was an essential step in maintaining their relationship with Josh, despite his legal troubles. A tearful reunion. Jim Bob and Michelle's first moments inside the prison walls. The long-awaited moment came early in the morning when Jim Bob and Michelle arrived at the Federal Correctional Facility in Seagoville, Texas. After going through security, the couple was finally led into the visitation area, where Josh was waiting for them. Witnesses described the scene as emotionally charged, with tears shed on both sides as the parents and son embraced for the first time in months. For Jim Bob and Michelle, this visit wasn't just about providing support for Josh, but also offering him a sense of hope. The couple reportedly spent several minutes in prayer before sitting down to speak with their son. The conversation that followed would last for hours, spanning a wide range of topics that touched on both the spiritual and the personal. Family talk. What Jim Bob and Michelle discussed with Josh. Sources close to the Duggar family have revealed that Jim Bob and Michelle used their all-day visit to discuss several important topics with Josh. Much of the conversation centered around the family's faith, with Jim Bob and Michelle offering words of encouragement and reminding Josh of the biblical teachings they raised him with. They reportedly read scripture together and discussed the idea of redemption and forgiveness. But the conversation wasn't just about religion. Jim, Bob, and Michelle also brought Josh up to speed on what's been happening with the family since his incarceration. With 19 children, many of whom are now grown with families of their own, there was no shortage of updates to share. Josh's wife, Anna Duggar, and their 7 children were, of course, a central part of the conversation, with Jim, Bob, and Michelle sharing details about how Anna has been coping and raising their children on her own. The parents also took time to address Josh's mental health. With the isolation and restrictions of prison life, maintaining a positive mindset can be challenging. Jim, Bob, and Michelle made it clear that they wanted Josh to feel supported, even from behind bars, and assured him that they were praying for his well-being daily. Josh's response: how he's coping with prison life. Josh's demeanor during the visit was described as a mix of somber reflection and cautious optimism. Those close to the family have indicated that Josh has been struggling with the realities of prison life, but he has also found solace in his faith. The all-day conversation with his parents allowed him to express some of the challenges he's been facing and to seek advice on how to better handle the emotional toll of incarceration. Josh reportedly spoke about his daily routine behind bars, which includes work assignments, limited recreational time, and an adherence to the prison's strict rules. However, he also mentioned that his faith had become a source of strength for him during his time in prison. Josh has been attending Bible study groups with other inmates and has been trying to maintain a connection to the spiritual teachings that his parents instilled in him as a child. Despite the harsh reality of his situation, Josh remained hopeful during the visit. He expressed gratitude for the support he's received from his family, particularly from his wife Anna, who has remained by his side throughout the legal proceedings and sentencing. Josh's optimism was tempered, however, by the recognition that he still has a long road ahead before he can hope to return to his family. Anna Duggar's role: standing by Josh through thick and thin. While Jim, Bob, and Michelle's reunion with Josh was the focal point of the visit, Anna Duggar's presence loomed large throughout the day. Though Anna wasn't physically there, her unwavering support for Josh was a key topic of conversation between the Duggars. Since Josh's arrest, Anna has been a lightning rod for controversy, with many questioning why she has continued to stand by him. Anna has maintained a largely private life since Josh's sentencing, rarely speaking out publicly about her husband's crimes. However, sources close to the Duggars have revealed that she remains deeply committed to Josh and their marriage. Jim, Bob, and Michelle reportedly shared updates on how Anna and the children were doing during the visit, assuring Josh that his wife was handling things as best as she could. For Anna, the decision to stay by Josh's side has been rooted in her strong religious beliefs. The Duggars have always preached the importance of marriage and the idea that divorce is not an option, regardless of the circumstances. Anna, like Jim, Bob, and Michelle, continues to see the situation as a test of faith, one that she believes they will overcome as a family. The future of the Duggar family. What comes next after the visit? The Duggars' rare visit to see Josh raises important questions about what the future holds for the family. While Jim, Bob, and Michelle have clearly demonstrated their commitment to supporting their son, the public's reaction to their continued loyalty remains mixed. For some, the Duggars' unwavering support for Josh is a testament to their strong family values. For others, it's a troubling sign that the family hasn't fully reckoned with the gravity of Josh's crimes. Moving forward, the Duggar family will likely continue to face challenges as they navigate life with their eldest son behind bars. Jim, Bob, and Michelle are expected to make more visits to the Texas prison when possible, though these reunions will remain rare due to the logistical difficulties involved. Anna, too, is expected to maintain her visits, though she has reportedly kept a lower profile in recent months. As for Josh, his time in prison will continue to be marked by the struggle for redemption. His future remains uncertain, with no guarantee of an early release. However, his family's support appears to be unwavering, and their belief in his ability to find spiritual healing remains strong. Conclusion: a family tested but united. The Duggar family's rare visit to see Josh in prison has brought to light the deep complexities of their relationship. While the public may remain divided on how they view the Duggars' continued support for Josh, it's clear that Jim, Bob, and Michelle are not willing to abandon their son, despite the horrific nature of his crimes. For them, this all-day conversation in a Texas prison was a chance to reconnect, reaffirm their faith, and remind Josh that he is not alone. Whether or not the family's bond will ultimately survive the long years ahead remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: the Duggars are a family bound by their belief in forgiveness, even when the rest of the world may struggle to understand.